so much for tuning into Sims Workshop. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. So today we're going to be reviewing The Rose Bargain by Sasha Payton Smith. This was the February Young Adult Book Club pick by Barnes & Noble. And I have to say, I also got a Fairy Loot version of it. It's so pretty. You can check out the unboxing video if you so desire. But in any case, let us get into it. So this is the third book by Sasha Payton Smith that I have read, and I have to say, it's like a stark difference from her previous duology, The Witch Hunt and The Witch Haven. That one's dealing with, of course, witches in, I guess like early 1900s, right? Society. This one is more, think Bridgerton with Fae. And, you know, the War of the Roses. At the end of the War of the Roses, our Fae Queen decided to make a deal, and what happens? She ends up becoming the immortal Fae Queen. She reminds me of Mab from Merlin, if you've ever seen that miniseries. Those are the vibes I get from her. So every time I was reading the book, my mind kept correcting her name to Mab when her name is Moore. And I keep even thinking it's Mab, because those are the vibes she gets. Like, those are the vibes I get from her. And I love that, because I loved Mab. Queen Mab. So I really, really liked her, even though she's not. I mean, she's a fae. She's not a particularly good person. She's quite malicious. A little sadistic. She reminds me a little bit of the fae from Holly Black's The Cruel Prince, which is why this book is said to be, for fans of The Cruel Prince and The Selection, it's literally a combination of both of those. I've never read The Selection. However, my friend Gina has read The Selection, and she completely agrees with that aspect. She's like, oh my god, yes, because the girls have to enter a competition. Every year in their, you know, I guess coming out ceremony, they meet with the queen privately, and she offers them a bargain in exchange for something else from them. It's like you give a piece of hair, you give away your memories, you give a piece, your fingernails, a toe, half a finger, land. You give away something at her whim. No rhyme or reason to it, in exchange for something like perfect memory, or perfect skin, or the ability to, I mean, like you get the gist, right? And this year, not only are they entering society, you know, and establishing themselves as young ladies up for marriage, but this time they are competing for Prince Bram's hand in marriage. Enter in the competition because they all want something, you know. They are all eager to become the next princess of England, right? And it's really interesting to see that competition aspect. And we're following our main character. Let me pull up my notes here. Ivy, you know, what she really wants is to save her family from destitution. That's the only reason she wants to marry Prince Bram, and that's why she enters into this competition. And I really like her characterization. I really think Sasha Payton Smith did a really good job, not just with the world building, but also with her characterization, because she goes on this whole journey of growth. She's doing this competition to save her family. You know, the family name has also been tarnished because her sister ran off after her bargain, and she disappeared for months. No one knows where she is, and she has no memory of it either. So you know that there's some fae magic at play here, obviously, and it is connected to her bargain, because she even says to her sister, she says, all I remember is that it wasn't worth it. So Ivy is the only person in this competition who doesn't make a bargain with the Fae Queen. She's like, there's nothing I want. The one thing I want is this, and you can give it to me, so I don't want anything. So she enters this competition along with other girls who, some of which used to be her friends, right? I have to say I do like, as well, the sisterly and dynamic. Obviously, at first, these girls view each other as competition. They're like, you're on my radar, right? But they form a sisterhood because Queen Amori's competitions are, I mean, they are brutal. They physically hurt the girls. So the girls form a sisterhood and they start caring for each other and they start seeing, you know, like maybe we really aren't each other's competition. The one who's going to win is the one who's going to win, and that's just it. They form a camaraderie and a sisterhood, and they stand united, right? They stand united with one another, and I liked that dynamic, and I liked the growth there between the characters. And I even like how the author, she decides to break up the story by giving each of these girls, including an ending with Ivy's sister, Lydia. They each have one chapter that gives us their perspective, you know, some depth. And I liked it because it didn't ruin the flow of the story. It fit in where they were put, these certain character chapters. And it didn't ruin the pacing of the story either. So I really, really applaud that, because usually sometimes like that, instances like that can often break up a story's pacing or take you out of the reading, and it didn't do that because I wanted to know more about these girls. She wrote in it in such a way that makes you engaged into these characterizations. Of course, there is also a little bit of a love triangle between Prince Bram, Prince Emmett, why do I keep on, Prince Emmett, and Ivy. So Emmett wants Ivy to win because a girl twice crowned can break the queen's bargains, all of the bargains, and break her rule as well. So he wants her to get the 2 crowns in order to break all the spells. And it's really quite interesting. He starts helping her learn to dance, to be the woman of Bram's dreams, basically. And it's not really hard. She's honest. I think that's what captures Prince Bram's heart, is her honesty, because she is just honest. She sugarcoats some aspects, but for the most part she's very honest about her passions and her past and some of her pain, and I think that lends her a little bit of credibility, because she's not just trying to be someone that Bram wants. She is just being herself. And she's also kind of learning to flirt better and dance better to make herself a little bit more appealing. But her thoughts, her actions, they are wholly her. And sometimes they're hysterical, like when she falls in the lake. That one's kind of funny. So I really do think that the author did a really good job with the characterization and the world building and that ending. That was a cliffhanger, and I hate it. And I need to I need the second book now. It was actually quite good. And I really enjoyed this book, and I really do see the author's growth as well from her writing style, from Witch Haven to Witch Hunt to this. Completely different stories and completely different approaches to storytelling, but you see her growth as a writer as well, and I think that's worth remarking. So, I really enjoyed the book. I'm excited for the sequel. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next, and my jaw was just like, unhinged, man, unhinged. So, I will include links in the description if you want to check out the book yourself. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, and share with all your book loving friends. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and as always, happy reading.